this is the next trick. You have to identify the contradictory statements. Okay, sometimes UPSC gives contradictory statements in the question. So just identify those statements. As we have discussed, firstly you have to use your knowledge first, then logic, and then tricks. In case of tricks, if you are using this trick, think about, are there any contradictory statements in the question? Then if there are two, at least one of them could be right. Both of them can't be right together, right? We will go with the this trick. It says if there is a contradiction in any option or statements, then that option or statement could be wrong. Now see this question. FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, accords the status of globally important agriculture heritage. Anything, if we say heritage, that means it's a traditional. It is not modern. It is something which is pre-modern. Globally important agricultural heritage system, GIAHS, to traditional agriculture system. What is the overall goal of this initiative? Overall goals are in general, they are general. Okay, there is no specificity in the particular goal. Okay, it is general goal. Suppose let us say smart city mission, our goal will be to increase employment. Okay, to increase the ease of doing business. This kind of goals. What is the general goal? Now let us say you don't know about this scheme, GIAHS. You don't know about this. Go with the options. To provide modern technologies and training in modern farming. Well, you know, whatever heritage is there, we want to protect the past, not to give any new to that system. If I say I want to protect my language, if I want to protect my, let us say, Hindi language or Sanskrit, will I introduce some English words in the Sanskrit language? I won't. It goes against the statement. It is talking about preservation of heritage, and you are using new agriculture technologies. If I say heritage agriculture, for example, earlier people used to use basic tool set technology in agriculture. We want to protect that kind of agriculture because it's a heritage. Why will we bring modern technology? Okay, so first statement is contradictory to the question. Second, to identify and safeguard eco-friendly traditional farm practices and their associated landscapes, agriculture biodiversity, and knowledge system. Now see this question. Globally important agriculture heritage system to a traditional agriculture system. It is all about traditional agriculture system. What it says? To identify and safeguard the eco-friendly traditional farm activities. So first should be wrong, second should be right. And third, to provide geographical indication status to all varieties of, now this keyword, extreme words, to provide geographical indications status to all the varieties of agricultural produce in such identified GIAHS. See, firstly you should think, who gives this status? Is it FAO or our government? You have read about geographical indicators. We all remember hundreds of geographical indicators. Okay, who gives this status? By FAO or by government? Use our knowledge that it is by the government, and there is an act passed in 1999 regarding geographical indicators by our government. GI tags are given by our government and not by FAO. So using my knowledge, third is wrong. Using my knowledge, third is wrong. Even if, let us say, I don't have knowledge, go with this word, all. If all crops are given GI tags, then what is the importance of this GI tag? Why do we promote GI tag? We want to promote a particular crop. Its economic importance to give, let us say, employment to the people, economic opportunities to the people. That's why we give GI tags. If all the crops are given GI tag, then what is the meaning of this GI tag? Right? And in extreme case, go with this word all. It has all, it can be wrong. Answer is B. Any doubt? These are very, very easy ways to solve a question. Even if you don't know about this, you can use these keywords. heritage, agriculture, traditional, modern. Now next question. With reference to it was asked in 2019 prelims. With reference to the management of minor minerals in India, these are minor minerals. In India, consider the following statements. We have to underline or at least recognize each and every important keyword in the question. Minor mineral is the keyword in this question. Sand is a minor mineral according to the prevailing law in the country. Knowledge says sand is a minor mineral. If you know, there is a Schedule 7 in our constitution. It gives the distribution of subjects: central list, state list, concurrent list. Sand is a minor mineral. Okay, it comes under state's power. State list. Okay, there are major mineral, minor mineral. Coal or petroleum, they can be major minerals, and these are minor minerals. Sand, the regular sand which is used for construction. My knowledge says that sand is a minor mineral. Correct. According to my knowledge is correct. Firstly, I will use my knowledge. Later on, we will think about logic and then tricks. Second, state governments have the power to grant mining leases of minor minerals, but the powers regarding the formation of rules related to the grant of minor minerals lie with central government. If I say Schedule 7, there are three lists: central, state, and concurrent. If something which comes under state list, how can center direct states to act on those things? If I say agriculture is in state list or health is in state list, in that case, central government can't directly have power regarding these subjects. This is the subject of state, this is the subject of central. Let us say citizenship. It is a central subject. State can't do anything. That's why the government passed CA Act. It was passed by the central government. State have to implement the law. Everyone has a definite sphere of powers. Okay, areas of power. They have to utilize that power, and they can utilize. If sand is a minor mineral, that means it is under the state government. It can't go to the central government. Central government can't do anything. Okay, so statement 2, by my knowledge, is wrong. But even in that case, using our trick, it is a contradictory. If you say state governments have power to grant mining leases, at the same time you say that central government can form laws or rules. If I have power, I can make my rules, na? Why should other person make rules for me? I have all the powers. So in that case, this statement is a contradictory statement. Because there are two things which are contradictory to each other. First is power to grant mining leases, and other powers regarding formation of rules. Both are contradictory. They both can't go together. That's why second is wrong. If you remove 2, you have 1 and 3. Let us say 1 you know, that's why 1 is right. 3 is there in both the answers, that's why 1 and 3. Let us say you don't know about 1, you are not sure about 1, we will go with the third. Then we will try to find an answer. State governments have the power to frame rules to prevent illegal mining of minor minerals. Now, there is one more trick. See, state governments have power to frame rules. Here, it is saying power to frame rules lies with the central government. If you don't know about contradiction in this statement, you can use these two statements. There and in this statement and in this statement, there is a contradiction. It says that power to make rules lies with the central government. It says the power to make rules lies with the state government. Either of these will be right, not both of the two. Okay, 2, 3, wherever you have 2, 3, you can remove this. Right? Power to make rules for to prevent illegal mining. That means power regarding the formation of rules, grant of mining minor minerals lies with the central government. They both are contradictory. 2, 3 should be wrong. That means Either you have 3 or 1 and 3. Come with first. Sand is a minor mineral according to the prevailing law. Now you don't know about Schedule 7. Still you want to solve the question. Sand mining, it happens everywhere. Does central government have you heard about a central government doing something to sand mining in any current affair, any news? It's a local news. Every other law regarding sand mining is done by the state government. Sand mining may be happening in your backyard, in your area, in your like river which is nearer to you, but all the actions on it are taken by the state government and not by central government. Have you read newspaper regularly? Have you read something regarding sand mining done by the central government? Is there any law by the central government which says that sand mining is like restricted in this area or in that area? It all lies with the state government. Use this common sense, general understanding, and then solve the question. You need not know this thing always. You can go with your general understanding. Whenever we read our regular newspaper, always it is an order by the state government and not by the central government as far as sand mining is concerned. Clear? Any doubt? The first one, na?
No.
Okay.
The powers related, they can be granted. Who will give powers to state?
No, it's constitution which is giving the power, not the central government. Schedule 7, it is given by the constitution, not by the central government. In that case,
This is the prerequisite knowledge.
yeah. Because that's why at the start we said that you should have a conceptual understanding. See, Schedule 7, it is given by the constitution. It written in the constitution. So there will be central, there will be state list, there will be concurrent list. And central list, the central government will deal with this list, state government will deal with this, and concurrent list, both will have power to make laws on these things. Okay, minor minerals are described as like they are under the state list or the state power. Clear? So that's why you should have that basic conceptual understanding, and the first statement you can solve using our normal day-to-day newspaper reading. Clear?